everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll be looking at the kind of markets, what's happening with Bitcoin, what's happening with the alts, and a couple of news stories as well that pertains to the kind of markets as well. First of all, sorry, I was just having a wee bit toasty as before I came on. It's bloody nice, but I can't have it while I'm doing this. Yeah, if you could go down to the like button just now and crush those likes, that'd be fantastic. And if you also want to sign up for a crypto class that's coming up, or my crypto class that's coming up, there's a link down below that you can sign up to, and you also get a discount for the premium membership if you join a Telegram group as well. All the links are down below. It'd be brilliant if you could support the channel and do that as well. Okay, let's see who's in, if we're live or not. And yep, we are live. Got a few people in. Okay, so I'll just jump over to the chat just now and welcome everybody in. We have John Russell is in the house. Crypto Cannabis. One sec, just to see if my sound's okay. Yes, Crypto Cannabis is in the house. Welcome to you, Stephen King, Dave Smith, Mike Weatherford, Poseidon 70BTC. Good morning to you. B is in the house. Adeb Finn, one of our brilliant admins. And Adeb does he doesn't do all the curation, but he does a lot of the curation of the news stories that I do for the afternoon videos as well when I do the afternoon videos. Mervyn Skidmore is in the house. Scottish Bull is in on his crypto journey. On his crypto journey has now got his own channel. I've seen a message from you this morning, Stuart. So it's now got his own channel. If you want to click on his crypto journey, if you're in the chat, and subscribe and support the members of the CYT-Crypto crew as well. That's what I've been doing. I put a message out in the premium group and the free group as well, because we've now got Bitcoin Phoenix, who's Rob, one of our brilliant admins. He is supporting the Polish community, and I think he's got about 6,000 or 7,000 subscribers already, which is fantastic. We have Jimbo as well, Crypto Knowledge Alliance. He's got his own channel as well, so when you see him popping in, just click on his name and you'll be able to get to him. We've now got On His Crypto Journey as well, so click on His Crypto Journey and just subscribe, even if you're not going to watch kind of the videos. I know a lot of people don't watch all my videos as well, but they're still subscribed, so I do appreciate that. So to support Stuart as well, and the other Jimbo and Rob as well, just go and support the channel and just subscribe to them. That would be fantastic. The Revolutionists are in the house. Gordy Boy, Crypto Don Juan is with us. Good to see you. Mitch Dieter, Barbara Taylor, High Points Drifter, and Chris Noble is in as well. Okay, we'll just go to some of the messages. Morning from sunny Midlands. And that's from a Deb. It's nice and sunny here as well. In Glasgow, it's really nice. Friday, guys, so sunny in Glasgow and moving back up little with cryptos, which is good. We're going to talk about the alt season as well, what I think is going to happen, and we'll look at the Bitcoin chart as well. I'll go to that. I'll not go to that just now. After seeing Trump's tweet, I'm loading up on Bitcoin from here. Yeah, Trump is inadvertently kind of put a lot of the spotlight on cryptos now. Also called leader just puppets of corporations, not the people. Yes, definitely. Well said. Mike Weatherford, long intro. Has Steve gone for his nervous toilet break? Why do you remember stuff like that? Steve, how's that silver stuff doing with you? I ordered it, the colloidal silver you're talking about. I ordered it, it got cancelled for some reason. And then I just started taking, because it was quite bad, I just started taking the antibiotics. So I didn't use it, if I'm being honest, Gordy Boy. Good morning, everyone. Cheers to the green day. That's for Barbara Taylor. Brando 25 is in. Good morning to you. We have Skidmore, great name for a band on his crypto journey and the Bull Run Boys. Another exchange hack today. Yeah, I've seen that as well, B. So I'm going to talk about that as well. Okay, we'll go to the markets. Rolling Rockers just joined us as well. I was looking at Traveler.com. That's gone up as well. Okay, overall, we have a market cap of 317 billion, nearly 318 billion. Still down on where we were, but a lot better than the other day as well.
These are the top results.
What the hell? 1 second. I think that's Siri talking to me. God knows why, that was weird. Bitcoin dominance 65.4%. And we'll go to the winners and losers. Got Japan Content Network again. That's kind of popping in and out of the top 100. Walton Chain is up 17%. Bitcoin Gold up 10% as well. That was one of the few I announced in the kind of premium group as a call. Bitcoin Gold, I announced that yesterday, and it's kind of gone up 12-13% since yesterday as well. So that was a good one. If anybody jumped in on that, hopefully they did. Komodo, I seen that this morning. I was going to call that this morning, but it already jumped up 10%. Still think it's going to go higher. I think Komodo's a quality one as well, and it's going to survive the altcoin purge. Bazant, never really looked into that, but it's still going up. Quant is still going up as well. ABBC is back doing its thing, and we'll see who the losers are. Crypto.com CRO, not this is a kind of like gas version of it. Chainlink is down 6%. Tezos, Ravencoin, Theta, Ardo, Nano, IOST, Egretia, Monocoin all down as well. So we've got about, what's that, 30% in the red, 70% in the green. Satoshi value, what have we got there? Satoshi value, it's probably the other way about 40% in the green, 60% in the red, I would say. Okay, we'll look at all the cryptos and see what's happening there. We have now got 2,323 cryptos listed on CoinMarketCap. That won't be there for long. Well, I'm not saying for long, I just don't think the altcoin purge is happening just now. I think it's going to be bigger, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So who's Lightchain on 354,000 volume is up 94%. We've not got a market cap for that. Vexanium, market cap of 12 million, up 93%. I'm just going to look at the ones with Tidex token. That's the exchange as well, isn't it? Tidex. Up 52% on 170,000 volume. 1.5 million, that could be a one to look at. I like the exchange tokens, although I think a lot of the exchanges are going to disappear as well, I have to say, with the altcoin purge. I think a lot of exchanges are going to disappear. CMUX is up 46%, 1.5 million volume. Bitnautic token, 322,000 on 3.23 million volume. Curious. Let's have a look at Acute Angle. We've seen that before, up 29%. Unicorn Gold, somebody was talking about that yesterday. I think I looked at it once, thought, nope, definitely not. And that's it. Just now, just have a look at Binance. Just now, see what's happening on Binance. So we have FTM are going up as well. Phantom, we liked them for a long time, and they're starting to move just now. We'll go to the daily just to see. Yeah, it's starting to move off its kind of low. Its low was 156, now at 227, with a closure high of 410. That's definitely one for the future as well. Pundi X is moving at last. No, it's not really moving. It's 6 or 7 Satoshi. It is at the moment, so all-time low, basically. But because it's moved up 1 Satoshi, it's moved up 16%. WTC has been moving for a couple of days, I believe. Yeah. So off its low of 1200, the 27th of June, and could have doubled your money there. So there are still trading opportunities here. And if we go to the 4 hourly, which is what I would like to look at, you see WTC crossed over, well, crossed over before then at 1356, could 100% your money, got back in again at 1954 and still had money as well. More money. BTG up 9.9%. I think it's been higher than that. I don't like these ones that kind of go off the name of Bitcoin, but for trading purposes, you have to kind of put in. I just don't trade Bitcoin SV or Bitcoin ABC or the other ones. 2355 crossed over for a good 15%. Who's the kind of losers there? RCN is down 16%. Via, Doc, Algo, Fetch AI is down. One is down. Link, Nano, Matic. All the IOs are down just now, but I expect them to come back. Not too worried about them. Expect them to come back. Okay, we'll jump over to the chat again. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, just talking about you, Jimbo, and one of our brilliant admins, and got his own channel. So click on Crypto Knowledge Alliance, and as I was saying earlier, support the people who are kind of supporting kind of CYT-Crypto. Be brilliant for that if you could do that. Ron Leeper is in the house. Welcome to you. Scottish Bull, have a look at Bezant, Steve. It's a quality project. I will do. I've never looked into it properly. Scottish Bull, I've just seen the name all the time, never kind of looked at it. But yeah, I will do that. Thanks. G Slick is in. Nash are my favourites, a compliment, but with licenses, ETC to super bullish. Nash, yeah, definitely. Rowan Rocker, incredibly bullish on Quant. I've done research on it. It looks like 100x, at least 570 banks through SIA. Amazing future. Yeah, I've never done a kind of deep dive on Quant either. I know it's kind of gone up a lot, has Quant. So 155 million only. So we've only got a 14 million supply, 14.6 million supply. I think it's just because it jumped up so much. It went at 5x. It kind of went up much more than that, obviously. But it was at 25 cents and now up to $12.86. I just wish you'd kind of got in back then in August, but that's kind of what happens, isn't it? So it's doing well just now, so it's probably still going to do even more. I would imagine I could still do even more, but when it's gone up that much, I tend to wait and pulling back if it's going to pull back or just not get into it at all. Love Quant 2, Scottish Bull, Rowan Rock and Nash are my favourites too. Scotty, Honest Crypto Journey, cheers Steve, channel plug, appreciated mate. My pleasure. Thanks for all your support as well, buddy, I really appreciate it. Is Trump building a cryptocurrency wall? Yes, it looks like it. So we'll look at some of the news as well. Donald Trump is obviously the big news. Here's the kind of tweets that he tweeted. So in the first one, there was a series of tweets. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. That's rich. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behaviour, including drug trade and other illegal activity. What a numpty. What a numpty. As if Fiat's not done all that as well. As if, oh, unbelievable. It's quite funny. It's quite funny though. Donald Trump, similarly, Facebook Libra virtual currency, they're running scared of Facebook Libra, will have little standing or dependability. If Facebook and other companies want to become a bank, they must seek a new banking charter and become subject to all banking regulations, just like other banks, both national and international. There's no longer going to be any need for any banks. He doesn't see that, obviously. There's not going to end. Facebook Libra coin is not going to be, it's not about banking. It's not about that, but it could potentially bank the unbanked, which is a kind of buzzword. However, it could potentially help those people that have not got bank accounts because you don't need a bank. With cryptocurrencies, who needs a bank? Who needs a third party? And the last one was, we have only one real currency in the USA and it's stronger than ever. No, it's not. Both dependable and reliable. No, it's not. It is by far the most dominant currency anywhere in the world, going down, and it will always stay that way. It is called the United States dollar. So he's trying to get a bit of kind of the patriotic side of people in there. I totally understand that. I would probably do the same as well. But the dollar is going down, as are all other fiat currencies. I'm not just kind of saying the US dollar is going down. All other kind of fiat currencies are kind of going down just now. Just the system, the fiat system doesn't work. It just doesn't work. When it was backed by gold, yeah, possibly. But obviously that wasn't a fiat system there. It was a gold standard. But they took that away in the 70s. But it just doesn't work. It's so plain to see that. It's so obvious to see that now. So that is Donald J. Trump, the US president, tweeting on that. And I think Mark Zuckerberg is due to see the Congress next week, so it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for him there. So it's plain to see where they're going with this. And the US are going to fall behind. And what's going to happen if this keeps on going through just now? What's going to happen? We're starting to see it already with US kind of investors and traders, that they're getting left out a lot of things. If it keeps on going the way they're going just now, the US dollar is going down. It doesn't matter what anybody says, it's going down. It's not back, they're just printing more money. It's just a joke system just now. So when that happens, then the US are obviously going to fall kind of way behind They've always got massive debt as well. And plus, if they ban the cryptocurrencies, which it looks like they're trying to do, and just ban cryptocurrencies altogether, then they're going to fall even more behind, and they're not going to be a world leader anymore. And I'm not talking about this is going to happen next year or a couple of years. We're talking 10, 15, 20 years down the road. But that's, if they keep on going the way they're going, that's what's going to happen. So this was on the back of the tweets. Somebody was saying massive Bitcoin bull signal triggered, says Circle CEO. So Jeremy Allaire, possibly the largest bull signal for BTC ever. Crypto now a presidential global policy issue. People everywhere will embrace a mix of sovereign and non-sovereign digital currency. And he's kind of referring to that tweet as well. The CEO of San Francisco-based crypto exchange Kraken is also weighing in. Jesse Powell points to the strengths of cryptocurrencies and says that they're far more traceable than fiat. So Jesse Powell, Mr. President, one could say the same of unregulated fiat currencies like the privately operated US dollar. The advantage of cryptocurrencies is that they are predictable and transparent. Regulated or not, useful tools can be used for good and evil. Don't let the US fall behind. That's exactly what it's saying here as well. And the New York-based exchange Gemini also responded, highlighting a recent quote from its co-founder Tyler Winklevoss, comparing the current monetary system to the mechanics that power Bitcoin and crypto. We have elected to put our money and faith in a mathematical framework that is free of politics and human error. I thought that was a good point as well. So that's what a lot of people think about Donald Trump's tweet as well. Cointelegraph. We have Miami Dolphins. This could be, it's not huge news for Litecoin, but Miami Dolphins to endorse Litecoin as the team's official cryptocurrency, and they're going to accept payment for the tickets as well. So American professional football team Miami Dolphins announced that Litecoin is now the team's official cryptocurrency, according to a press release on July the 11th. And I think this is going to happen more and more. You're going to get sponsorships. This is not a sponsorship as such, but kind of is. For these kind of the football teams, the US football teams, the soccer teams, or the football teams, and they say in Scotland, and you're going to get that in England. You're going to Scotland. You're going to get all over the kind of world these kind of cryptocurrencies that support the football teams as well, which is going to be bringing it to the masses even more as well. So that'll be happening, I would imagine, in a couple of years' time. Within a couple of years, and it's kind of starting just now. So that's Miami Dolphins, obviously one of the bigger teams in America. Japanese crypto exchange Bitpoint suffers 32 million hack. So Japanese crypto exchange has suspended all services after losing 32 million in hack involving XRP, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So in an official announcement on July the 12th, Bitpoint revealed they'd lost around 3.5 billion yen. Which is $32 million, of which belong to customers, or 23 million of which belong to customers, and 1 billion belong to the exchange. So I'm wondering now, so a lot of these exchanges, they're seeing the writing on the wall that a lot of these exchanges are just going to go down. And there's only going to be, I would imagine, a handful of exchanges that are really going to survive all of this. And I think we've got, how many exchanges have we got? Rankings, reported volume. So we have at the moment on exchanges, X100, there's 200 nodes or something. 259 exchanges. 259 at the moment. We'll go to one just now, previous. And there's a reason for doing this. So this is by volume, 1.6 billion. And this is reported volume as well. That's different from actual volume. And probably should have done that actually. Adjusted volume we'll go to. So of the top 100, that's 123 million. So in the top 100, the one at the bottom of the top 100 has only got a volume on over 24 hours. I say only, but it's a lot of money, but 5 million. It's only trading 5 million, that's BTC markets. On the month, it's trading 213 million. So a lot of these are going to disappear. A lot of these exchanges are going to disappear. You're going to get a lot of exchange owners, I think, and bad actors in here that are just going to say, oh no, we've been hacked, we're going to have to suspend operations, or we're going to have to close down, shut our operations. Sorry about that, folks. Money's gone. And the exchange owners themselves have the money. It's not been hacked. It's actually them frauding the people that are kind of trading on their platform. I think that's going to happen more and more. And I'm usually a very kind of trust everybody kind of guy, but in this, what I've seen in the crypto market's just unbelievable. With the kind of projects doing runners, just what I've seen is it just shows you the kind of true side of human nature, both good and bad. I think that's what's going to happen with the exchanges. You're probably going to get a handful of exchanges, and by a handful I'm talking about maybe 50 or so, and that'll be it. All the rest of the exchanges are just going to disappear, and you're going to get more and more stories of hacks, but they're not real hacks. I don't believe all of them. I think they've just taken the money and run. I think that's what's happening just now. So that's another Japanese exchange, Bitpoint, 32 million. So if you're an exchange owner and you think, oh shit, all the exchanges are going to go down, you don't just say, okay, well, we're going to close down operations, and after 3 or 4 months we'll give everybody their money back. We'll suspend trading just now, but we'll give everybody their money back, then we'll close down the operations. I think if you're a bad actor, what you're going to do is think, well, all the exchanges are going to go down. I might as well say I've been hacked, take all the Bitcoin for myself and the XRP, what they've done here as well, and do a runner. I think that's what's going to happen more and more. Debbie Quaiden is in the house. Good to see Debbie. Marcus Jafari as well on his crypto journey. That's funny. B. James is in the house as well. Good to see you. The Revolutionist, I don't need a bank or a leader, only sheep are led. Yes, exactly. Crypto Cannabis, I like Justin Sun's reply, invited him to lunch. No, he didn't, did he? Or was that a joke? Because of, I just see. No, even Justin Sun wouldn't do that, surely. So you're misled by fake news. Happens to be the best chance for the US. I'd love to invite you. He did. He did. Excellent. To have lunch with crypto leaders along the one booth on July 25th. I guarantee you after this lunch, nobody would know crypto more than you. Excellent. You've got to love kind of Justin Sun. You've got to love that. I do like his, it's not conventional style of marketing, but I do like his style of marketing. I just don't like him as a leader. I don't think he's a leader. But I do like his marketing style. That's quite funny. That's cool. Daniel LeBron Larson, long Bitcoin, short the bankers. Yes, indeed. The Revolutionist Charles Hoskinson said that Cardano will start in the third world as the Western system will fail, and then Cardano will conquer the West. Excellent. Well, obviously he's looking to do that. Now that's kind of what they're kind of doing. That's why he's visiting all these countries and kind of promoting Cardano as well. So he's doing all the work in the background. There's work going on with Cardano. Loads of work kind of going on with Cardano. That's why I think it's going to be one of the big, huge ones in the future as well. And it's going to survive the altcoin purge. And on that note as well, here's what I think is going to happen. We've not looked at even the Bitcoin chart yet. So look at Bitcoin chart, BTC USD. What's happening just now? So on the 30-minute chart, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. So we've crossed down over already. We crossed down kind of big style when we went from 13,000. So because it's such a volatile market, we have to really look at the hourly chart just to get a kind of reflection of when it could come back up. So we've got 4 green candles in the last hours, from 11,000 up to nearly 11,700. There just now. So it looks as if it's kind of trying to go back up again. It's touched the 50 EMA and come back down again. So it looks as if it's trying to break through. Once it crosses over the 1 hour, obviously, what happens on the micro tends to kind of filter up to the macro. So on the 15-minute chart, we've crossed over. So crossed over 11,397. So it looks as if this is a sustained rise for BTC just now. So what I think is going to happen, so we'll put this pullback, we'll put this, what, 10, 20% pullback from 13,000, 13,100. Could it go lower than this? Yeah, of course it could go lower than this. But what I think is going to happen, I think BTC is going to stay relatively stable. We're going to see this kind of, it's just going to be a sideways kind of movement for the next, I am going to predict, I guess that's what I'm kind of doing, for the next kind of month or 4 weeks to 6 weeks. And in that time, we're going to get another alt season. We're going to start to see another alt season kind of happening. It's going to start happening hopefully quite soon. And then we're going to get an altcoin or an altcoin surge. There's going to be, this is where you're going to see 100%, 200%, 300% gains. But I think it's going to be kind of short-lived. So we're going to get August to maybe September time. We're going to see something like that, where you're going to see the alts just kind of jumping up, and leading the charge, I think, is going to be the IEOs, the likes of Matic. And we're talking about on Binance. You're going to get on IEOs on kind of Bittrex and stuff like that as well. They're going to lead the charge. And a lot of the old alts as well are going to come up, and you're going to get PundiX and kind of all the ones that are kind of low down just now, Dent, BTT, Hot, Encash, MFT, they're all going to jump up, even though some of the projects are not kind of brilliant. They're all going to jump up as well in this alt season that's going to happen. Hopefully going to happen. I'm just predicting what's going to happen. And then after that, it's all going to go down. It's all going to go to shit for the altcoins. And this is where you're going to see the finish of the altcoin purge. We're getting the altcoin purge just now, where a lot of the altcoins are just not getting traded. There's no volume in them because people have just lost faith in them, or they're selling them off and just not going back to them. So we're starting to see that just now. But after alt season, we're going to just start to see the end of the altcoin purge, whereby we say, okay, they're just dead. Nobody's going to trade them. And it's going to be hundreds of cryptocurrencies. There's going to be hundreds of tokens, hundreds of projects. They're just going to disappear. They're still going to be there. They're just not going to be traded. So by all accounts, they're just going to disappear. And then Bitcoin is going to go on that parabolic run. This, to me, is a good time to get Bitcoin. This, to me, is a good time to hold your altcoins. Just now, we are going to see another altcoin season, I believe. Have I got evidence for that? None whatsoever. None whatsoever. I'm just going to market psychology, and I think that's what's going to happen here as well. The reason, I suppose there are kind of reasons for it. The reason I'm thinking this, with Bitcoin, you've not got the kind of retail investors in yet that's pushing it to the all-time highs. You've got institutional investors, they're doing it just now to a degree, and they've not pushed it to the all-time high yet, but that's coming as well. That's coming very soon. But there's still going to be one last push on the altcoins as well. Now, for that to happen, obviously, we've got to have Bitcoin kind of going up in price and stabilizing. So it might kind of go, this is what might happen with Bitcoin. They're going to go up, stabilize, step up, and stabilize. As long as they get that stabilization, so it's the stabilization we're looking for Bitcoin. That's really what we're kind of looking for. So we're going to step up to 13,000, but it's going to be a stable, nice, steady run, hopefully. And then that's kind of come August. That's on kind of the 15-minute chart, but we go to the daily, be much better than that. This is what I'm kind of looking for. You see that step up there? Take that out. That's out. So then we'll come down to auto. So this is what I think is going to happen with regards to the price. So we're going to get the stabilization, kind of relatively stable, but as it's stabilizing, we're still going to get this kind of run up. And it's going to go past the 13,000 again, past its year high, and then kind of all season will happen. But we're still going to have a stabilization of Bitcoin. So we're going to have a dip. I think we're going to have a dip, but it's still stable. It's still going to be above 10,000, 11,000. It's going to hover between, say, 11, 13,000, between 11 and 13 or 11, 14,000. And that's when the alt season, in between that time, that's when the alt season is really going to take off for about 4 to 6 weeks. After that, alt season purge is going to happen where Bitcoin is going to shoot back up, all seasons alts are going to come down. You're going to have to get out of the alts that you're in, unless it's a long-term alt like Cardano, XRP, Ethereum is going to come back big time in the future as well. That's what I think is going to happen. So get out of all the alts that are not kind of the big players, or the ones that you just don't think have a future. I'm not going to kind of name any. I've just seen a load that I'll just go, no, I'm not going to stay in that for the future. That's not going to survive the altcoin purge. So that's what I believe is going to happen. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that as well. If you've got any thoughts on that, or you think it's utter mince, just let me know. James, good to hear about LTC. Yep, that is for the Miami Dolphins. Yep, so they're getting their name out there, Litecoin. I didn't like what kind of Charlie Lee was kind of writing the other day on Twitter. I don't understand why he's done that. I'm not really going to help Litecoin at all just because he sold all his LTC. Revolution is Cardano's quantum resistant, which is next to impossible to hack. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I hate things saying like that, because that's just a challenge to hackers when you say something like that, or when they say something like that. Revolution is, if exchanges continue to be hacked, then Metamorph will have an advantage as the coins are traded from a ledger and not from an exchange wallet. Yeah, so the DEXs are going to do well. The DEXs are going to come up. You're going to see it's going to be the year of the DEX in 2020, I think. King 1969 is in. Good morning to you. Be Wild West in the cryptocurrency world at the moment. Who can be trusted? Big question. Big question, B. Rob Fiddler is in the house. Good morning. CB Norwood, TRX is so cheap, but is it sound long term? For me, no. Purely because of Justin Sun. As I said, I love his style of marketing. I just don't see him as a leader. But he's clearly leading just now, but I just don't see him as a credible leader. Just bought XRP on Wirex at 0.29 at OTC price, really cheap. Excellent. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, first play at GS, that's bold. King 1969, now that's a bargain. Yes, it is. Even though with Dent, it has me curious at 9 sats. Yeah, Dent is an interesting one because of the news the other day as well. I think Dent is sure to go up as well. I just don't understand kind of thinking of selling Dent. You'd have to say that's an easy kind of 100%er right there. You just buy at 9 Satoshi and just hold it. Probably more than that. It's an easy kind of 200%er when the alt season comes. Ought to have $10,000, $20,000. Be careful assuming XRP is cheap. It could fall down to 20 cents or lower. It could. Of course, it could fall lower. Definitely could. CB Norwood, well, that's my thinking too for XRP and ADA and BAT, plus other top 20 assets. Yeah, obviously that can happen as well. It could go lower. We could have still a lot of blood on the streets, or blood in the markets overall. Crypto Knowledge Giants. What is it that makes you feel like we will see an alts detachment this cycle? I don't think it's going to be an alts detachment. I think what's going to happen, well, I suppose all kind of season is kind of that. And I suppose when we're talking about BTC still being stable, that's what I mean by detachment. I just think we've got one last run. I think we've got, and probably because of US coming out of Binance and a lot of the other exchanges as well. So I think that's going to be a major factor in it, and I think that's what's going to drive it, because the US investors and traders on Binance are going to have to come off. They're going to have to come up a lot of the exchanges, and a lot of the exchanges just don't allow it just now anyway. So I think that's what's going to be the driver of it. It's just going to be one last run before September, the September deadline on Binance, and then after that, everybody's going to get out of altcoins and they're going to get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to shoot up, and that's when you're going to see the all-time highs for Bitcoin, and everybody's going to be talking about Bitcoin. Then there's going to be retail FOMO coming in as well with Bitcoin, and it's just going to shoot up even more towards the end of the year. that's just, I think that could be one of the major factors in it. The fact that the US traders, I think a lot of people underestimate how much money is coming in from US traders. Although the traffic from US traders on Binance is about 15%, that's not a direct correlation to the amount of money that the US investors put into Binance. So they've not actually come out and said, okay, this is how many dollars or how much dollars the US investors are trading on Binance. And I would say it's a high proportion. So it's going to be much more than 15% of the traffic. Although the traffic's going there, they've got much more money to put in. What are your thoughts on Ripple taking 100% of the banks in India? Taking 100% of the banks in India? What do you mean there, King 1969? Is there a story there? I know there was a story about XRP in India. Where did I see it? Indian banks ready for mass adoption of the latest version of Ripple. Right, so that's it. CryptoBit Media. I'd seen that this morning. Ripple reports that all banks in India are now ready to begin adoption, the latest version of the Ripple decentralized financial instrument XCurrent 4.0. So they're ready for adoption. They're ready for adoption. Whether they're going to do that or not, it's a different story, so we need to wait and see. But when that happens, this is going to be the thing. I was talking about this last week, whereby somebody said, okay, how on earth could Ripple get up to, or XRP, how on earth could it get up to $5 or something? And it's going to be something like this that's going to happen, where all the kind of XRP tokens are going to get taken out of the system because the banks need it for whatever, for transactions or whatever, and that's what's going to drive the price up of XRP. So yeah, that's good news for XRP and Ripple obviously as well, because XCurrent 4.0 is using XRP, I believe. We'll accept the latest version of Ripple Financial Instrument XRP, even though the second most popular altcoin XRP is currently inferior price analysis. I believe XRP is preparing for growth due to strong fundamentals. Hugely strong fundamentals for XRP. And that's it. It's going to be a short one today. I think I've looked at everything. Unless you've got any questions just now. I'll just go back to the Bitcoin chart. I will just have a look at some of the kind of movers. Ethos is moving back up again, coming off its lows. 1 hour. It was crossed over in 1 hourly. Just happened. Dent, BTT. XLM has jumped up as well. Crossed over on the hourly. 9%, 12% up. ERD is up as well, so that's kind of finally moved off its bottom, so that's moving just now. So it was at 30. It's crossing over on the 1 hourly, so that could be a good buy at the moment. Elrond. IoTex has moved already, we've crossed over. Just go WePower. Komodo is still up there as well, that looks like a good buy. BNB has kind of jumped already, came off its low at 242, jumped up to 292 and come back down. Still think that's a good buy. NAS, LRC coming up as well, it's not crossed over. Same with Loom. Stratus looks a good one. BTG, I kind of called that yesterday. It's actually went higher. 269682. 269682. So this is for July. July has not been a good month for alts at all, obviously, with the Bitcoin price going up. But still the average gain is 11.61%. And we've got 12% on BTG. That's the top price though. That's the kind of top price if you got out at the top. And this is where the price it was called at. So I'm just showing you this just now. I know you're not in the premium group, but these are the calls that have been made. And obviously they're made in a premium group. Kind of days ago we've seen that as well. But that's kind of what's happening for these calls just now. And as I said, I've only made 12 calls this month. So it's only 1 call per day I've made on average. But that's because of the circumstances, because of Bitcoin, etc. And price going up. So we have to take note of that as well. How's VET doing today? I think it's still down at 56. Did I see it? BTC. 53 has gone down to, so it did get up to 55, 56, but it's down to 53. Again, another no-brainer as well, I believe. DGB. Have a wee look at DGB. Crossed over on the hourly. Look on the daily. And the altcoin run, I think Digibyte's going to have a good run. So down to 107 Satoshi just now. Easy 100% or 200% as well. You look into Antara KMD. Antara KMD. I heard of Antara KMD. Antara. Oh, Komodo is introducing Antara, an end-to-end smart chain. Right, I'm with you. An end-to-end smart chain development framework. The next step in building an open, programmable, interoperable, multi-chain ecosystem. Excellent. So I think Komodo for long term, I've never seen this, but Komodo for the long term is going to be good. July the 15th, which is coming up, we'll launch the Antara framework, an integral part of Komodo's open. Excellent. So that could drive prices up as well for Antara, for Komodo. Let's go ADA back in at 550. Excellent. Excellent. 550, I think that's good. And B, thanks again, Steve. Hope everyone has a great weekend. You as well, B, thanks for joining me. And I'll leave it there for the moment. I'm going to do some more DIY in the house. I've been doing that for the last 4 weeks, to be honest. We're getting there. We've done the tiling, we've done the kind of flooring, tiling. We're on to kind of patching up holes in the walls and stuff like that. We were doing that last night till about 10 o'clock. And now we're going to paint. And we've got skirting board to put on. That'll be the kitchen finished, and then it'll just be painting after that. So we're nearly there. We've got another 4 weeks, I reckon. And then it'll be all time devoted to crypto and trying trading that kind of big losses back as well. But I'm not doing that. I'm just out of the markets just now. There's no point in trying to revenge trade. And that's not a good thing to do. If you're a trader, you'll know exactly what I mean. So I need to kind of get my shit together again and get back into trading, but only when the opportunity comes. Good opportunity just now in BTC actually, on a 15-minute chart. Good trading on a 15-minute chart. But if you just traded on a daily chart and you go on a crossover of 3,690 and just stayed in, you could do that and just ignore kind of everything. But then you ask yourself, okay, is it still time to go in just now for Bitcoin instead of trading it? So it's crossed over, as I said, at 11,405. And it crossed down at 12,948. So I'm just wondering now, I was asking the question, should I just accumulate everything just now and just trade with maybe only $500 or something and see what I can do with the $500? I think that might be a better idea actually. I'm just thinking out loud here while we're on. Okay, thank you very much for watching everybody. Have a brilliant weekend whatever you're doing. And thank you for all your support, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time, same place on Monday. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes.